Hello and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. A game, yet another game for the GBA that, I played a bit, and I thought it was pretty good. So, I've actually been really excited to get into the game, and it's taken me a grand total of 3 times just to get this first episode recorded, because, man, is this game awkward. So, hopefully, 3rd time's the charm, and let's get it going. Starting off, you gotta type in gotta type in a name, and I think what better than Revital, the obvious choice. I had to sneeze there. The Battle City Tournaments is today, Revital. Good morning, Revital. Have you made your deck? Hey, my new deck is something special. It took me all night, but it's the best ever. Revital, did you put together a good deck? No, I didn't put one together at all. Are you kidding me? Better get it together. There's still time. Maybe make it stronger as you battle. Okay, let's get going. Don't want to be late. Starting off, you can see that we are not playing as a main character, but our own character, who's wearing a backpack for some reason. And if you press start, you can look at your statuses. You start off with $500. I'll get into deck capacity in a minute. Duelist level is the strongest level card you can put into your deck. And even though that level 72 may sound large, it's really not. And then we'll get into locator cards in a minute. If we look at our deck, we can see that it has quite a few different cards in here. It's really not worth going over all of them because cards like Griggle here is just a weak 1-star 350 attack normal monster. Nothing special besides its own description. However, cards like Witch's Apprentice, as you can see, has a darker, what would that be? Border, I guess? Anyways, a darker texture has an effect. And if you look at the effect, a starting witch with the ability to power up shadow type monsters and power down light type monsters on the field. Now, it only adds 500 attack power, but it's still pretty good. And when you mix it with other cards, like, if we go back to the top up here, Mask of Darkness, you can see Mask of Darkness is a shadow type card, as the Witch of Apprentice stated, which means that if you had this card on the field, it would get a 500 attack boost. I can't think of a example of a light monster. Maybe this? No. Ah, yes. As well as Skellen Gel, who is light and would lose 500 if it was on the field when Apprentice put off its ability. However, if you look at Skellen Gel's ability, it allows you to draw a card. And that's pretty important. We'll get into more of that later. And then you have your other basics, traps, magics, and ritual cards, but I'm not a big fan of those. And as you can see there, you can add and remove cards from your deck. That's just a weak card. It serves no purpose. Both of those cards I removed are weak and have no purpose in this deck, or any deck, because they really can't do anything. And as you can see here in the trunk, you can see deck capacity. Each card has a cost. That cost, if it's below the duelist level, can be added to the deck. And that cost will be added to the total up there, 1219. For instance, if I was to add this Starboy, you could see that it just went up the cost of Starboy, 33. And the maximum capacity, as you saw in the stats, is at 1600, which means that I can add no more cards after that. Huh, I already have 40 cards. How weird. And as you can see, there are a lot of cards that not only do I not have, including Exodia, but you can get. We'll get into those a lot later. And as you can also see, some cards have been changed. And that's just because of mechanical limitations of the GBA. Without any more delay, let's move on. Hey, look at that. Everyone's here already. Hey, look at the tough duelists. Wow, this is exciting. I've been practicing this. Fellow duelists, welcome to Battle City. Let me explain the tournament's rules. The tournament takes place throughout Domino City. Wherever duelists meet in the city, that shall be where the duels take place. Duelists may play using only their own decks. The loser must turn over one rare card to the victor. 8 winning duelists will enter the final round. The final stage is hidden somewhere in town. Each of you duelists have received a locator card. You must defeat others and get their locator cards. When you have gathered 6 locator cards, you will have the map to the final duel stage. You may duel with those puzzle cards at stake. In other words, only those who win duels and obtain the 6 locator cards will earn the right to get on stage for the finals. The tournament commences at 9 a.m. sharp. Now, fellow duelists, scattered throughout Battle City, it's finally starting. Yeah, you bet. Even us, we're rivals from now on. Try to hang in to the end, Yugi and Revital. Maybe. Hey, don't be so down on yourself, Revital. Buck up and get it together. Yeah, let's go for it, Revital. Once you've collected all the cards, let's meet up. We should get together at my grandpa's toy shop. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Alright, I'm off. Both of you, don't lose until the finals. See ya. Ba-da-da. Alright. In my first attempt doing it, I didn't even make it this far. And I got interrupted for a long period of time. I thought it was silly to just keep going. Second time I did this, I made it this far, but I ended up forgetting what I was supposed to do, and stumbled around for a long period of time. So let's go down here. So if you go to Yugi here and talk, we should go win some cards too. That's if you press A. However, if you press R, it's not 9 o'clock yet, Revital. I should get going too. Go for it, Revital. The thing you want to do is go to each important character from the original show. And if you never really watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series before, you probably wouldn't know who they are. Like anyone remembers who this guy is. Hehehe. They've all scurrying off into town. But I'm making my stand right here. My loud and proud dinosaur deck isn't going for hiding. Sneaking around isn't right for it at all. That's what he says with A. Sure, but wait, I'll duel when its time comes. But I don't duel anyone who's too uncool. I'll be a waste of time. And even though he didn't move there, he did that was a check mark. This tournament, I'll show them. I'll keep winning and humiliate everyone. My ghost deck will spell doom to their hopes. Cool. I hate bright places like this. I'll be waiting for you. Somewhere. Dark. Until then. Also cool. Two characters that look almost the same. You were with Joey Wheeler earlier, weren't you? I'm going to prove I'm the best duelist here. Good luck. I'm going to take this tournament. Just watch. I'll be watching. And I'm tracking down Joey Wheeler and Yugi. Foo. Okay. Whoa, slow down. I'll take you on if the opportunity arises. See ya, baby. Cool. I lost against Yugi and them at Duel Kingdom. I'm not gonna go a loud, flamboyant voice like this guy. Is flamboyant the right word? Obnoxious is the right word. But not this time. I'm taking the prize money and buying a boat. I won't let anyone get in my way. Wait, it's not time yet. We'll meet again somewhere, Battle City, bro. Even the writers of this game couldn't stand this guy's voice because I don't think he ever used bro, and he doesn't have the voice that would use bro. You were chumming around with Yugi, weren't you? You tell Yugi this. I'm not going to beat you, but good this time. Hoi. Hoi. Aren't you impatient? The tournament hasn't even started. We'll feast on you in the next time we meet. Hoi. Cool. Story. Bro. If you go in the game shop, which funny enough for the place that sells cards, you can't buy cards. Hello, welcome. I haven't opened the shop yet. Oh, there's something I should tell you. Challenging the other duelist by pressing the R button. That's very important. Don't forget it. Ho, I no longer duel. Cool. Have you dueled against other people? The first character that doesn't change dialogue depending on whether you press L or R, or A or R. After you went ahead and talked to everybody, I mean, those last two were optional, but... Hey, it's starting. I forgot his voice. Okay, let's go. I won't lose. That was loud. Hoi. It's about time. Joey Wheeler, you just wait. I am the Duel King. This is where I'll prove it. Cool. Now, I could jump into duels now. Actually, I could show this off. Rex Raptor, for whatever reason... What? You want to challenge me at your wimpy level? I don't have time for that. Some other time. He has a level requirement. What's up with that? Now, you could challenge some of the lower duelists in that area, but right now, I want to go to the card shop instead. And if I go to the card shop, welcome. We've got a fine selection of cards. Oh, I guess you have to duel someone before you get a selection of cards. Could I help you with anything else? No, not really. I guess starting off, let's go to art. Just art. And here you have Bakura. Revital, aren't you with your friends like Yuki? I slept in the after writings TRPG scenarios last night. Oh, I slept in after writing TRPG scenarios last night. I made it to the tourney just a while ago. Tourney. TRPG. I'm gonna have to look some of that stuff up. I doubt they put anything wrong in this game. Who knows? Okay, sure. Let me try out my game plan. This game is mostly luck. If you use a weak card, like Skull Servant, as a ante, you get a weak reward for it. However, if you use a just as weak, but above a 1-star monster like Tomasaurus as ante, you get the better rewards. Alright, who can I throw? Starting off, in this game, it's really nice the way defense position works, because the AI, it's my turn, will always attack a defense position monster. However, it can be kind of slow if you do it like that, but if you have everything in attack position, as you can see, they put themselves in defense position. So, if you were to take another card, I may be losing out on, I think, 350 life points this turn, but oh, well, the opponent will attack a face-down defense position monster every time if you do that. Alright, now, going over some of the other stuff, in the shows they were 4,000 life points, because, as this game will show you, 8,000 takes a long time. Ooh. And you have 5 front rows slots. You get 5 cards, always, and you have 5 front row cards, each of which can be taken up by either a monster card or effect card, which is basically a monster card with an effect. Back rows can be used for trap cards, and as we haven't seen yet, magic cards. And as you can see there, by placing traps, you can trick them into losing cards, depending on what cards you have. If you tribute, you can place a card here. Now, you can place it in defense mode, however, there's really no need for it. As you can see, I win either way. And with that, when they reach 0, or you reach 0, a winner is decided. Now, this is a better reward for a match, so don't expect to see these kind of rewards too often. Arg, I guess I need to prepare a bit better. After all, you've been winning your way up. I'll have to put more thought into my deck. Now, when you battle a main character like this, and try again, I need to hurry up and get some locator cards. I want to get the chance to play Yugi again. I'll do whatever it takes. They won't challenge you, and if you leave the map and return, they'll also disappear. Well, at least Bakura does. And now that I have beaten an opponent, if you go in here, as you can see, he now has cards. It's best, in these early games, it's best to kind of look to see what you have. For instance, let's look at this card, Dark Elf, 319. It's going to take me a long time to get to that kind of cost, duelist level. I think if I look, yeah, I got up 1 point. It's going to take a lot of duels to get that far. So it's good to kind of look to see what you can put in your deck at any given time versus what kind of cards. It's good to look at what you can put into your deck and how much things cost, because, you know, as you can see, I can't even put a basic magic card in there. And 400, it takes a pretty good chunk of change out of what I have. So it's best to just kind of stick with good cards that you can get and put in your deck. I don't even think I'd be able to put this thing in my deck. Not even close. And it's good to have a good variety of cards because this actually will be a good card for later. It's good to have a good variety of cards because there are other mechanics that I haven't got into yet that we'll get into later. I'll buy this card. And the maximum cards you can put in your deck at any time is 3. So there's no need to buy like 15 of one card because you're not going to be able to use that many. And I'm not seeing anything else I can put in my deck for this time period. So I'm going to go back and go back to where my house is. Now here you have Tristan Taylor. Here you have Tristan Taylor. I kind of put myself in a bad spot there. Whoa, it's a duel. And it's best to just use the same anti-card. It's not going to get any better or worse no matter what you do. Alright, so I have an interesting opening hand. Put you in defense mode. Let's see, what can I throw out there? So, if I attack now... Alright, so no matter what, I'm going to win next turn. I hate to cut out things so early on. However, in a game like this, as you can see, I have like a bunch of cards, and there's really not much I could do. It took me several turns. Let me look at what turn it is. Oh, it doesn't actually tell me what turn it is. But it's been, you know, at least 5 turns, and then I got a turn to activate this effect, and I had a turn to do this effect, and... like, you know, they can go on for quite a while in these early games. Duel victory. Deck increased by 5. Ogre of the Black Chateau. Hey, let's do it again, huh? Now Tristan here says that you can rematch him. And it's a duel. You can. As many times as you want, but the rewards will never be as good as they are the first time. Holy crap! Okay, I didn't know he gave this card. But this was a card I wanted to put in my deck. I'm surprised I got this, and it's going in immediately. As you can see, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not as worthwhile as I thought it would be. But another thing I want to go over real quick is that I'm going to silently go through the card shop and back and forth trying to get cards that I want in my deck. And at the end of each episode, I'm going to just update them as I go. Alright, as you can see, I have a ritual card inside my deck. And that's because my deck capacity made it 1 point under the limit. I really had to squeeze cards in. They do not want you to get good cards in the very beginning of the game. I mean, look at this. I don't even have that many good cards. I have a couple of cards that you sacrifice for. And then after that, it's just weak cards. Huh. Was I not even able to put this in my deck? Yeah, no, that card was even too good for my deck. Anyways, my deck's looking kind of like this. A lot of high power cards, a couple of good spell cards, some sacrifice cards, and a lot of weak cards. The good thing is I don't have a lot of them to where I won't be drawing a good hand. And that is a really important thing. However, for this episode, I think it's enough. We got started, went over some rules, fought Bakura, and in the next episode, we'll actually get into the game. See you guys then.